Hi everybody, it's Paul again, and like I promised, today I'm posting up a video about how to hypnotize yourself into a trance. So this is the technique for self-hypnosis, and I'm going to tell you what works for me. I've gotten really great success from this, and then you can give it a go yourself and see the results, see how they go. And I guess all the best with it. Again, to everyone who's sent congratulations on my recent wedding, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. No, I didn't. I didn't put indirect suggestion in her mind to make her say yes or anything like that. In fact, while I think about it, she may have used a few techniques on me. No, not really. Love is a funny thing. But enough about that, let's go on with this self-hypnosis technique. So the first thing is first, like I said, get yourself into a very quiet, serene, comfortable, silent area, whether it be, look, your room I guess is the safest bet, but like I always say, I love the park. I go there and I feel the elements around me and I immerse that in as a part of my trance. But I guess start in your room if you like. Just block everything out. And you need to then find your mantra. So your mantra is your word or phrase. It's almost a power word or a power phrase that is basically explaining the most positive, best time in your life. It's a word or phrase that's directly related to one of the most positive times in your life, which you love to think about, experience you love to be in, something where you don't want to leave. And this is a great way to keep yourself in your trance and not break it, because if you use this mantra to reaffirm to yourself that you're in this amazing, beautiful place that you don't want to leave, your subconscious will want you to stay there. So you want to stay in trance. So for me personally, I am very passionate about my gymnastics. So I've had quite a few, gold medal podium experiences, and they're incredible, absolutely incredible to me. It's something that words can almost not describe, but the word that I use is success. And look, it just works for me. But some people like to use a word that relates to when they were on a tropical holiday in Bali or Fiji or something like that, and they remember themselves on the beach with their pina colada, and it's just they never wanted to leave that spot. And they might use a word or phrase that explains that directly to them. So this is your mantra word. This is about helping you get into trance. Alright? So this is how it starts, okay? You sit down, I like to close my eyes, and you take 10 very deep breaths. So you breathe in, and out. And as you breathe in, you need to basically visualize all the positive in your life entering your body. So for me, it's like usually in gymnastics, I want to learn that new skill, and I just can't quite get it, So for me, when I breathe in, I'm visualizing the technique of this skill coming into my body, into my muscle memory. It's becoming a part of me, okay? And as I breathe out, I'm expelling all the bad technique and bad habits that I have and the doubt in my mind. Okay, and I do this 10 times. So it's breathe in, yeah, look, it works well. So yeah, And as you saw with my hands, that sort of goes back to Tai Chi yoga thoughts of Chi, which is basically, the principles there are very similar. So if you bring your arms through the center of your body, like this, when you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you bring them down through the center and out, you can almost feel the energy coming in and out of your body. So you do that 10 times. Deep breath, visualize the good coming in and the bad coming out, the positive and the negative. Okay? And then what you do is, for me anyway, you visualize yourself starting to float down this beautiful valley. So there's a beautiful, beautiful valley, very serene and scenic. That's why usually going outside works for me, because I can take all these external feelings of the sun and the, and put that into the whole valley experience. And as you're going in there, you keep your breathing, and you start to count down from 20. Well, I do anyway. Very slowly count down with your breath. And then as you're counting down, start to replace the words with your mantra. Okay? So that positive word or phrase. And the valley works really well with people who use a mantra that reminds them of that beautiful holiday experience, because it sort of links together. So you start using the mantra instead of the numbers as you count down, and bring yourself into trance, bring yourself to that beautiful place as you float through the air, immerse yourself in this positive energy. And then as you start floating down, as you start hitting trance, you start to just really be there, be really there. Start to go over whatever your issue is, okay? Start to contemplate your issue, okay? And then it's time to use words, power words, and suggestive words again to overcome this issue. Now, they can be direct and they can be indirect in this case. So for me, there's that certain skill that I'm just trying to master. And so I start to visualize this skill, okay? And then I start to put the suggestion into my mind about how to solve this issue. So it's either focus on technique, push your shoulders, take it one step at a time, I'm break down the skill, and in my mind I'm putting these words in, and I'm breaking down my skill, just breaking it down, making it go in slow motion in my mind. And I do this over and over again, and I keep putting these suggestions in my mind. And for me, the word technique is a very powerful word. Only because, from personal experience, without it I've actually hurt myself very badly. And when I've come back from my injuries, it's technique that has saved me and protected my injuries. So technique for me is a very, very powerful word. So that's why I use it a lot when I'm in this state. So I'm focusing on my skill, and I keep saying the word, I keep saying it. Technique. And I'm breaking down the skill in my mind, and I'm feeling the skill as I keep saying technique. And do this, do it for as long as it takes. You'll be surprised how long you're in trance. I mean, sometimes I'm in trance for almost an hour. And my wife, now, she might, come into the room if I'm doing it in my room, and it will break my trance. Not immediately, because I can get quite deep into it now, and that's again solidifying the fact you've got to be in a quiet place. But I actually have managed to do it at one point when I was on the bus. There was hardly anyone in the bus, and I was just staring out the window, and all of a sudden I just started on autopilot to go and follow the steps. And at one point the bus did a sudden stop. It broke me out of trance. It was really quite incredible. Yeah, so that's basically it. It's not that it's not that crazy, but you really need to be 100% into it. You really have to immerse yourself into this technique, and it will work. You will get results. You will, because I have already. Yeah, I have a lot of people who sort of in competitions who come up and go, wow, you know, what happened? What have you been doing different? And a lot of the time you don't want to say, oh, I've been doing self-hypnosis, because you'll get the, yeah, right, mate. But I don't care anymore, I just tell them. And yeah, you know, people actually do ask for help these days. You know, I'd like to find out how you do it. But yeah, look, that's what works for me. That's what works for me. So try it with yourself. Go through the steps. I've got all the steps written down just here on my link. So bang, follow my link. I've got all these steps written down. Go to my website, print it out, or whatever works for you, and give it a go. And by all means, leave comments on the video and all the rest of it if you have successes or you have questions. I'm here to help. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video, and all the best with it. Cheers.